Okay, we are on the north end of Tirana, Albania. I'm gonna walk the streets around here. I've heard there was a museum called the Bunk'Art Museum of all the bunkers that they put up, I believe in the 80s. I could be wrong on the dates there. But they had what you might call as a paranoid dictator here who always thought he was under attack. So he put thousands of bunkers all throughout Albania, and Tirana's got plenty of them. And there's a whole museum devoted to all these bunkers, and it's right here down the hill, or down the mountain rather, in Tirana. So there's so much to see here in Tirana. Unluckily for me, I got a gorgeous day. So I'm gonna go see if I can find the museum if I can. If anything, I'm just gonna walk the streets here in northern Tirana and enjoy the weather today and try not getting hit by any cars. So come along for the ride, and eventually I'm gonna try finding the bus station again. So.
It sound right, boys.
Okay, well, I thought I saw the entrance to the Bunk'Art Museum about 3/4 of a mile back, but it was kind of a discriminatory sign that said vehicles only, and then it showed a little walking dude, and it went this way, but this way ended up to pretty much a dead end here. So I don't know what to do. It looked like where they were allowing cars to go through is just like an underground tunnel. So maybe I'll go ask that guy. Maybe I'm on the right pace going that way, but it just seems like I'm going away from it. It's up here, and this road goes around this way. So as you can see, the views in the back, walking through the village, or the northern part of the city here, is beautiful. So I'm not complaining that much. Once again, it's gorgeous weather. So there's really nothing to complain about other than I can't find the darn museum. Nonetheless, soak in the vitamin D, get some exercise. It's early in the afternoon yet, so I got all day. Now it's just to find the entrance to the museum. As it turns out, I can walk through the discriminatory sign that says cars only. I walked up to the gentleman at the booth who was taking money, and he didn't speak any English. And I said, "Where do I go?" And he profusely pointed his finger down here. I'm like, "I can go." He's like, pointed his finger, so excellent. I'm just walking through an underground tunnel to get to the Bunk'Art Museum. How fitting. So hopefully we'll get there, and hopefully this is the right way to do it. You gotta love the trancy music too. We just got to the main entrance, paid my 500 lek, or $5 US, and now I'm walking to the museum. It's a nice little walk through the wilderness. You get to see some trees that are in bloom. It's a real sign of spring here, so it's a really test of my physical endurance as well. Everything is uphill here. Be easy on the way down. But yeah, I'm gonna check out the museum when I get there. And it's relatively cheap for how cool it seems to be. I checked out other YouTube videos and it seems like a pretty cool museum, so. It appears that this bunker even had an auditorium. So you can tell that they planned on being here for a long time. I'm gonna go this way, there's metals. That entertainment was still important to them, to put on things like theater and maybe watch plays. And you got the, lack of a better term, grandstands or balconies up in the loge area up here. I definitely wasn't expecting an auditorium in here. Once again, it's symbolic of when they built it, just thinking that they might be here for a while, and that entertainment is not only important to them, but it's important to the rest of the world. So yeah, this has been the Bunk'Art Museum thus far. That was the Bunk'Art Museum. Crazy. That's definitely the look of communism right there. Of a mix of communism and paranoia by the dictator here. The ruler, I'm sure I probably talked about this earlier, but he got so paranoid that they're constantly going to be under attack that he built thousands of bunkers around here, and that was one of them, one main one here in Tirana. And they just found it, not just, but they found it, and they made a museum out of it. And it was absolutely spectacular, the condition it is still in. It's relatively not that old, but it's still old nonetheless. I'm definitely glad I spent the $5 to go to that museum. Bunk'Art. Okay, so after I left the Bunk'Art Museum, I finally found a bus stop. And it was actually just right down the hill. I only waited about 3 minutes, or I walked rather 3 minutes to get to the bus stop. So I stopped there and I paused and I waited for a long, excruciating about 2 or 3 minutes. And then I decided that I was just gonna end up walking anyway. So I didn't take the bus because I wanted to walk through the city. This city is really uncharted to my eyes right now. So it really reminds me of Chicago in a way. It's a great city to walk. It's an easy city to walk. And right now I pretty much walked about an hour and I'm just getting to downtown. I asked one of the locals how long it would take to take the bus. They said right around 40 or 15 minutes compared to my 45 minutes or an hour. For 40 cents, and really it's not that expensive to go 15 minutes all the way downtown, considering I was on the northern part of Tirana. Nonetheless, I wanted to see the city and it's just gorgeous. So walking the city, getting to see as much as possible, window shopping, things like that. Once again, now I'm in the capital and it's one of the busiest cities here, and I don't see any box stores or like mom and pop stores, things like that, coffee shops, but no major franchises that you'd see anywhere in like the United States, for example. And I made a separate video about that, about how interesting it is to see different videos or see different cities where you don't get to see small businesses rather. Sure, there's like local franchises here and things like that, but there's no international chains. As far as the ones that I'm used to, there's no international chains as far as like what I'm used to in the United States. Now there might be like European chains here, I have no idea. But so yeah, I just wanted to walk the city and see what it was all about, and I think I made the wise choice because I'm getting exercise out of the deal anyway. So once again, from like the Bunk'Art northern part, it would take around 15 minutes by bus, 40 lakhs, so that'd be 40 cents, and I've probably walked an hour, and I'm just hitting the downtown area now. So you can choose what you want. It's not just about saving money to me, it's about experiencing the city for what it is. So that's what I chose to do, and that's what I'm doing right now. It's a beautiful city.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.